Hi, and welcome back to Beantalk. Today we have a very special guest with us. We have Lukas Stölner from DeLuks Kaffee. Luki, thank you very much for coming. And with a very special topic, the World Coffee Roasting Championship. So yeah, Luki, a couple of weeks back, we went together to Taipei for the World Coffee Roasting Championship. How was that for you?
It was a great experience to be competitor there, first of all, and
of course, you're the Austrian coffee roasting champion. Of course, congratulations to that. Of course.
Thank you. So that's the way I qualified for the world stage in roasting championships. Well, then it was back in September, the national championship. So we had 2 months of preparing for the world stage. Yeah, then we got there.
So maybe for people that are not quite familiar with the roasting championships, how does it work? What do you have to do?
So it's 4 days of competition. You have an orientation meeting with all the other champions of each country. There were 20 different roasters, all national champions of their countries. So you come there, you have an orientation meeting of what is the roasting machine, what is the sample roasting machine, all these questions to be cleared on the first day. And then in the afternoon you get the first touch, or you get first time in touch with the green beans. You have 4 different green coffee beans from different countries, varietals.
What were the coffees in this case?
It were El Salvador natural, Taiwan washed, Costa Rica honey, and Ethiopian natural.
Okay.
So actually, in my own opinion, difficult coffees for roasting. Well, you get the green beans and you can measure density, moisture, the size of the beans. So you have 1 hour to play around with the green coffee and evaluate some facts of them. That's it. That's the one-time touch with the green beans, and then it goes for sample roasting. 45 minutes for doing 4 samples. That's quite a short time. So you have to be really fast to have the best flavor notes of all the coffees, because that's what the sample roasting is for, to find out the flavor notes, the characters of each of the coffees. After that, you have a cupping session where you can invite a coach for helping you with the cupping and the flavor notes.
And who was your coach in
that
case?
My coach, of course, who else was the world roasting champion from 2022, Felix Steiritzbacher from Felix Roastery, so an Austrian guy.
We actually interviewed him last year after he won the world championship, so you can go and check that out if you want.
Well, then you have 1 hour time for cupping these 4 samples, and you have to keep in mind that the El Salvador is for a single origin roast.
Okay.
So it's a coffee you have to do
by
itself.
Yeah.
For the other 3 coffees, you have to evaluate the proportion of mixing them up. As I said, each 10% minimum of each of the 3 to create a blend is the perfect cup, where we had an old Costa Rica with many defects. So you, just for an example, you put it for 10% and try to mute this coffee a little. And the other 2 were actually very good quality of coffee. So that was a little harder to decide which we do more or less than the other. That's the thing. That's the only time your coach can see the coffees, actually.
Okay.
So that's the only time he can really help you. After all that tasting, sample roasting, you have to write a roast plan overnight. So actually two. One for the blend, one for the single origin.
And what is a roast plan?
The roast plan is just describes how you're going to roast the coffees, which starting temperature, dropout temperature, the weight you or the amount of kilogram you go in on the big machine, and then you have to describe all the flavor notes the coffee will have after roasting.
Okay, so just from trying the sample roast you made in this very short time.
Yeah, you have to evaluate all the flavors, sweetnesses, aftertaste, and how you're going to roast these coffees. So you have one night for preparing this plan.
Yeah.
That's always the most difficult time because I don't know how other roasters do, but I'm a kind of roaster who just tries out.
Yeah.
So I'm not writing roast plans with new coffees. That's was a very hard night for me. Not only the World Championship was just much more difficult and harder. Also in the nationals, I always struggle with writing the roast plan. It's always like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And,
probably second guessing yourself.
So that's day one with all the preparation, and 1 hour before the first competitor starts, all the competitors have to hand in the roast plan. So it was 9:45 there in the morning.
Yeah.
And then it's done. You hand it in the roast plan and you can't turn back anymore. Then you go on a big machine for single origin, half an hour. You get 6 kilos of the single origin coffee and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
After half an hour.
So how many batches can you roughly roast in half an hour?
I can do 2 batches in half an hour. There were actually some competitors doing 3 batches.
Wow.
So very fast, guys and girls there. You hand in a minimum of 1.5 kilos of this, say time, and it's over. Nothing more to do or to say afterwards. That was actually the first day, so it was only half an hour competition time. And done, third day and second day of competition roasting, you had to do the blend. Same procedure, but you get 6 kilos of each of the 3 coffees. Mm-hmm. And you have 50 minutes time. Because you can decide if you do a post-blend or a pre-blend. Yeah. If you do a post-blend, you have to do minimum 3 batches.
So for people who are not familiar, that's...
Pre-blend is you blend it before
so
roasting.
The green coffee?
The green coffees. Post-blend is you roast each coffee by itself, and then after roasting you blend them together in the proportion written on the roast plan. Best, of course. Then it's the same thing. You hand in 1.5 kilos of the batch or batches you mostly liked while roasting, and then it's just waiting one day more, one night more, where we did kind of like, we had stage interviews, we had interviews with Saver Brands, who were the main sponsor of the roasting championships there. Just some time to go through this exhibition.
Do some shopping,
sightseeing, I don't know. Yeah, it's just waiting, like really 26 hours, I think it was in my case.
Yeah.
Until the ceremony day,
yeah,
where you can find out.
And so that's what makes roasting interesting, because compared to like latte art or coffee and good spirits, we have like semi-finals and finals. Mm-hmm. Until the very end, you don't have a clue, right?
No, you don't have a clue. The judges don't have a clue because it's all coded. Yeah. So nobody knows whose guy roasted whose coffee. Yeah, who roasted which coffee? Thank you. That's what makes it interesting, actually, for all the people there, because it's really, I think it was mentioned in the nationals once, there is really just one person on the whole stage who knows 20 minutes before the ceremony who's the first four and who are the other competitors. That's really a surprising thing.
Yeah. And so then, obviously, on the last day, the coffee is evaluated by the judges. And how's that done? How do you evaluate coffee?
It's done by the SCA cupping protocol. So there's a quality protocol made by the Special Coffee Association. You don't do filter coffee, you don't do espresso, you do the roast for cupping. Try to get out all the flavor notes, the acidities, the sweetness, all the coffee can have. There is a quality sheet how the coffee can taste with fragrance, flavor, aftertaste, sweetness, acidity. They just go through this protocol by each coffee. So it's the quality of the cup and not the quality of the beans, actually. So you have a very good green quality. It's still the standard quality sheet they have to work through.
Obviously, how was the ceremony?
Ceremony was pretty cool. There was a crowd of about like 100, 150 people, I think. What is amazing for roasting championship, because in Europe or in Austria, it's just so people have no interest on a roasting championship.
And there was even
on the stages, on the competition days before, we had a crowd back, which was like, I don't know how many people, but it was like in 4 rows behind us. So there is so much in this country, or maybe in all Asia, there's so much respect and interest for coffee roasting, and also for all the other coffee competitions there. That was pretty cool at the ceremony, that it was watched by so many people, and you get all the competitors are called out on the stage. Yeah. So you get representing Austria. You have your name. You have a crowd cheering. That's a thrilling moment, really. Yeah. Then the first 4 are called out, and then it's over. it's done.
Yeah. So maybe you should mention who were the first 4 in this case.
4 was Japan was 4th place, USA was 3rd, Turkey was 2nd, and Indonesia was 1st place. So the new world coffee champion is a very nice guy, a very sympathetic guy from Indonesia.
Very energetic.
Very energetic guy. Then of course you have for myself, you have short thoughts going through your head, like what could have done better, why I'm not standing there. But you are all these days, all these competition days, you get always supported by sponsored, by people there who are telling you are one of the 20 best coffee roasters in the world here, and this competition is just to find out who is the best of the best. But still you are a champion in your country, and you are here on the world stage competing with the world's best roasters, and you're one of them. So after the ceremony, I was just happy with the experience I made and the people I get to know there. So not mad, sad or anything at all.
And I have to say, I watched you throughout all the days at the competition, and rather chill and relaxed. Was it just, you just seemed that way from the outside, or were you rather calm?
Well, as a competitive guy in former lifetime, I was maybe very cool and chilled on the outside, but of course you are on stage there, and if something's not working in the inside, you are just, oh my God, I have to turn this off, and I have to do that, and maybe this, and how can I do And yeah, you can't stand there on a world stage acting like that. And so I was just cool on the outside, and my head was doing the uncomfortable things. No, but I just tried to keep calm, and I did it to the outside.
Yeah.
But
Very well.
I was never really calm on the inside.
Yeah.
So.
Felix didn't seem as calm as
No,
you.
no. But I understand him that being coach in this competition is maybe more difficult, or maybe a whole other thing than competing, because you have no clue. You just have one taste of the coffees while cupping, and then you have to trust in what your competitor, your coaching does there. So I understand why he's just like, oh my God, why did he? Oh. I saw him freaking out, because maybe he thought he could do it another way, or maybe he thought, what? But at the end, I was really, really, really thankful and so happy that he was with me. And if I can do it, if I make it next year for the world stage again, I would be no happier than have him again by my side, actually, as coach, because he knew how to talk to me, how to support me, and
because you've known each other for
we know we know each other since I was a child. Actually, we found out there. Yeah.
Maybe just talking about the exhibition, how was it for you compared to an exhibition in Europe? Do you find it different, or?
Of course, there is a difference between this exhibition and there and exhibitions in Europe. Coffee thing, no matter if it's brewing, making espresso machines, roasting, whatever, has a much higher. How can I say?
Like appreciation.
Yeah. Then in Europe, in my opinion, people were standing in line 2 hours to get a brew from the World Brewers Champion from 2019. They have so much interest and so much. There is a kind of a hype on coffee brewers, roasters, and people who are in this business. Yeah. Also, you can see there are many exhibitors presenting machines or sample roasters, or maybe even equipment for coffee that you don't know from Europe. So they have an own market developing there, and actually a market developing very fast in this section of coffee. So they just have stuff we maybe get in 2, 3, 4, I don't know, years, maybe 10 years. So now really they are.
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
So you saw the exhibition by yourself.
How did you like Taipei?
I loved it. Really, I loved the country or still in love with the country for all this. Taipei city is amazing. The things we saw this 1-2 days, there were time. The markets, of course, the center with this 101 tower. And the karaoke stuff we made, and we had 2 days visiting coffee farms and people working in the agriculture. Okay. What also was amazing stuff to see, how they work, how they produce coffee. Didn't even know, shame on me, that Taiwan is producing coffee. But when you see the way they work with the plants or on the farms and all other things compared to like Central America or Africa, they grow coffee on they grow Arabica coffee on down to 270 meters of altitude, and interesting. Still producing honey varietals. They produce Taiwan geisha varietal there. And
how was the coffee? Did you try some?
We tried some. It was very good quality. It was a very clean coffee. The geisha of Taiwan can't compete to this Panama or maybe Colombian geisha, but they are still developing this coffee producing. So maybe in some years you can have a Taiwan geisha at some competition, or you can buy a Taiwan geisha for $800. Could be.
Yeah.
They do the best they can.
Yes, so keep an eye out for Taiwanese coffee. Anything else you want to add?
No, not really. I'm thankful to could have competed there. It was an honor to compete next to all these other coffee roasters from different countries, all of them sympathetic and nice guys. Let's see if I see the world stage again 2024 in Copenhagen.
Yeah, I wish you the best
do my
of luck.
best.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you, Max.
And yeah, to you out there, thank you for watching. Drink loads of good coffee and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.